Hi friends, welcome back to a new class. Today we are discussing about the infant and young child nutrition, which includes breastfeeding, weaning, then malnutrition, and also about kwashiorkor and marasmus. So first we start with what is the meaning of infant and young child nutrition. It includes exclusive breastfeeding initially, followed by optimum complementary feeding and supplementary feeding in preschool and school age. So, breastfeeding initially till 6 months, followed by optimum complementary feeding. That means breastfeeding plus some other additional foods, and supplementary feeding. That means usual food plus some additional energy rich foods in preschool and school age. So we'll start with breastfeeding. What is the breastfeeding week? Breastfeeding week is from August 1 to 7. So breastfeeding week is August 1 to 7. Very important. Then colostrum. What is colostrum? It's the milk which is secreted during 1 to 3 days following delivery. It is yellow in color. So 1 to 3 days following delivery, which is yellow in color. It contains more antibodies, that is IgA type of antibodies are present in colostrum, and higher amount of proteins and fat soluble vitamins. So colostrum is very important. Then breast milk. Secretion begins only by day 3 and after withdrawal of estrogen and progesterone. So it is secreted only by day 3 after the withdrawal of estrogen and progesterone. Then transitional milk secreted during first 2 weeks contains increased fat and sugar content. Transitional milk is secreted during first 2 weeks and contains increased fat and sugar content. Next is mature milk. It secretes from day 10 to 12 and watery and contains all essential nutrients for essential growth. Mature milk starts secreting from day 10 to 12 and it is watery in nature and contains all essential nutrients for essential growth. The important 2 points which may be asked for MCQs are: breast milk contains plenty of vitamins except vitamin D. It contains plenty of vitamins except vitamin D. Then breast milk contains little iron. Very important. It contains little iron. Then regarding foremilk and hind milk. What is foremilk? Secreted at the start of the regular breastfeed is called foremilk. Then hind milk secreted at the end of regular breastfeed and contains more fat and energy. So complete breastfeeding of each breast is important in case of baby because the foremilk and hind milk are different in consistencies. The composition of human milk. A mature human milk contains water 88.1 percentage, fat 3.8 percentage, protein 0.9 percentage, lactose 7 percentage, and others 0.2 percentage. Then exclusive breastfeeding. The infant receives only breast milk or expressed breast milk and no other liquids or solids, not even water except ORS, drops and syrups of vitamins and mineral supplements and medicines up to 6 months. Exclusive breastfeeding means up to 6 months the infant should not be given any other feeds other than breast milk. So it also include not even water. If it is given as ORS, it is a treatment purpose and life-saving measure we may have to give, and also drops and syrups of vitamins and mineral supplements. All these are life-saving and curing for the infant, so it may have to be given. Otherwise, only breast milk should be given till 6 months of age. That is called exclusive breastfeeding. Then next is expressed breast milk. What is expressed breast milk? The breast milk is expressed into a clean, wide-mouthed steel container with tight lid and stored for some hours. So especially for the working mothers and all, they may have to feed their children by using expressed breast milk. So this can be stored in a fridge or refrigerator. So you can see how long it can be stored. The expressed breast milk can be stored in room temperature for 6 hours. and in a refrigerator for 24 hours, and if it is a freezer compartment, it is for 3 to 5 days, and the temperature at the freezer is minus 20 degrees Celsius, then it can be kept for 3 months. So all these points are very important. Usually it is asked as a multiple choice question. So for room temperature at 6 hours, in a refrigerator for 24 hours, freezer for 3 to 5 days, and where it is frozen at minus 20 degrees Celsius, it can be kept for 3 months. Another important question is Baby Friendly Hospital Initiative, BFHI. It was started in March 1992. It can be a question. It was started in March 1992. The first baby friendly city in India is Ernakulam. The first baby friendly state is Kerala, and it was declared in 2002. Then regarding weaning, what is weaning? It is a systematic process of introduction of suitable needed foods at right time in addition to the mother's milk in order to provide needed nutrients to the baby. Weaning is latest by 6 months, and if you are failing to wean, it will lead to malnutrition. So weaning should be done by around 6 months because the infant needs much more energy for growth and development. So we may have to complement some another food items with breast milk so that the infant get adequate nutrition. And if you are not weaning the infant timely, it will lead to malnutrition. So what we will see, what are some of the important deficiency diseases due to some vitamin deficiency. First one is vitamin A. It is otherwise called retinol or carotenoid precursors. The deficiency diseases include xerophthalmia or night blindness, then keratomalacia, then bited spots. All these are vitamin A deficiency manifestations. Then thiamine or vitamin B1 deficiency will result in beriberi. Then vitamin B2 or riboflavin deficiency will result in ariboflavinosis with signs like glossitis and chelosis. Then vitamin B3 or niacin or nicotinic acid deficiency can result in pellagra, and it is characterized by 4 Ds: diarrhea, dermatitis, dementia and death. So it's very, very important. Pellagra, 4 Ds: diarrhea, dermatitis, dementia and death. Then next is vitamin B5 or pantothenic acid. It will result in fatigue and depression. Then vitamin B6 or pyridoxine, the deficiency will result in convulsions and neuropathy, also alopecia and also hallucination. Next is vitamin B7 or biotin. It affects first fertility and hair or skin growth. Next is vitamin B9, folic acid. Preconceptional deficiency leads to neural tube defects in baby and also megaloblastic anemia. Both are important. Folic acid supplementation prevents neural tube defects in a baby, and also megaloblastic anemia is a deficiency disorder in adults. Vitamin B12 is otherwise called cobalamin or cyanocobalamin. It will result in pernicious anemia. The deficiency of vitamin B12 result in pernicious anemia. Then vitamin C or ascorbic acid, the deficiency results in scurvy. Then vitamin D or cholecalciferol, the deficiency results in rickets in growing children and osteomalacia in adults. Protein, energy, malnutrition or PEM. Conditions which occur due to inadequate protein and calorie intake, especially in children, is called PEM. The clinical classification is into kwashiorkor, marasmus and marasmic kwashiorkor. The classical signs of kwashiorkor, these are very important. 60 to 80% of body weight of the infant is with edema, and abdominal distension will be there due to fatty liver. Very important sign is called flag sign. The hair may show alternating bands of normal and lighter color. That is called a flag sign. So very important, flag sign is seen in kwashiorkor. The next is kwashi shakes, tremors of body and tremulous cry due to vocal cord tremors. That is called kwashi shakes. So these are all classical signs of kwashiorkor. Next we will see what are the differentiating factors between kwashiorkor and marasmus. In kwashiorkor, it occurs due to protein deficiency, whereas marasmus occurs due to both protein and calorie deprivation. Kwashiorkor 60 to 80% of weight for age with edema, and marasmus less than 60% of weight for age without edema. So in Kwashiorkor there is edema, and marasmus there is no edema. Then regarding the appetite, in Kwashiorkor the baby has poor appetite, whereas in marasmus the baby has voracious appetite. Then regarding the emaciation, there will be emaciation, but because of the edema all over, we will not be able to identify the emaciation in Kwashiorkor easily. But there is extreme emaciation with the body folder into skins. Skinny baby will appear the baby as skinny in marasmus. Next is flag sign. Already we told what is flag sign. Alternate light and dark bands in the hair that is present in Kwashiorkor, whereas in marasmus the baby's hair is hypopigmented, dry and inelastic skin and distended abdomen, and the child is irritable. So this is the differentiating factors between Kwashiorkor and marasmus. So these are all points which discussed today are very important in case of multiple choice questions. So be thorough with these points before appearing questions based on these topics. So keep watching. We will be updated with new videos with new facts. If you have not subscribed this channel yet, please subscribe in the below given button and also enable the bell icon so that the new videos will be updated to you. Keep watching. Thank you.